Yo, what is up guys? I'm Double, and I'm here with a different type of video that you guys are probably not used to seeing. This time I actually have some competitive gameplay from a doubles game battles match that me and Georgie here were playing. I wanted to kind of go in and dive into my competitive transition because what is left of this game, I really don't enjoy playing public matches unless it's with a full team and you guys are just kind of dicking around, trying to piss the other team off or just doing something kind of funny. I don't know, maybe going for kill cams if you're into that. But, for the most part, I've been getting into some competitive gameplay, and it's something I've always been sort of interested in, but I never thought I could do it. And George here, he's a pretty experienced player on Call of Duty 4, and I've been friends with him for quite some time now, so he kind of, got me into it. And honestly, I did have some pretty good skills in Call of Duty 4, which I did carry over to this game. When I noticed over my gaming career, I've just kind of gotten worse and worse, but getting into competitive, you really start to overthink, and I'm an overthinker. Like, personally, I think about everything, and it's gotten me into some trouble, I have to say. In real life, in relationships and stuff like that, I overthink things way too much. But it helps in competitive for me because I'm like, okay, so he's not going to be there. He's going to be in the most random spot, and it worked. I did this, I flanked all the way around. I probably could have gone in and fake defused it, but, it ended up working in the long run, going all the way around. So, I wanted to kind of give you guys maybe my competitive transition of these last few days before Black Ops, maybe upload a few of these, and, upon Black Ops, I'm obviously going to do a lot of public matches because I really am excited for the wager matches and the new game modes that they have to bring. But, at the same time, maybe it might be cool when Black Ops comes out to do a few competitive videos to show you guys, how I'm taking competitive and getting more people interested in it. Because, honestly, I never thought I would actually dive into competitive play. But I've been getting into it lately since I'm in the Optic Gaming League, with the rest of the Bleed team. So I'm going to have to try to get into this and, learning the call lists and stuff like that. It's a whole new way of playing. And something I noticed, playing competitively is that I don't get as mad when I lose, which is very, very weird because, you're playing for something a little bit bigger. You're playing for a win that can count towards your record. You think you would get a little bit more frustrated. Maybe it's just me personally. I don't know, I look at it as after we lose as a learning experience. I go back and say, there's a lot of I should have done this, I could have done that. So, like right there, maybe if I would have not gone for that guy out there, climbed up, got the UMP guy right there behind the box, and then dropped down or, head glitch the barrel forklift thing right there, I could have got both of them. So you go back and you look at all the mistakes, and it's really, really a great learning experience, and it kind of makes you a better player. It occupies me more now. I really don't ever go on Xbox Live anymore. I get on to basically get one gameplay, to post for you guys, or I talk to a bunch of people. I really use Xbox Live as a communication device, more than anything. And this is a quick little clutch here, and this is what I was talking about, head glitching the barrels. This is a really, really common spot, but I got over here quick enough, and this was like more of a quicker and faster action-paced game. I have another one where we played some pretty decent players. I think they were, undefeated before us, and then we kind of broke their streak, and one of the guys had like a 1,000 GB rank, which, in game battles, if you guys don't know too much about it, is, it's pretty decent. It takes a long time to get that high of a game battles rank, so me and George have some good strategies, and maybe I'll post that too before the end here. Maybe one or two more Modern Warfare 2 games. We had to end Modern Warfare 2 in a bang, guys. We have to come up with an idea. You guys got to help me out with that. Let me know if in a message or a comment what's a good way to end it off. And I'm not going to pull the white boy move and put my game in a toaster. We might, we might actually do that. But, let me know what would be a good way to end this game off. And, upon Black Ops coming out, I promised myself I would not talk about it, but I think I'm going to have to break my promise because there's something that, it's kind of been on my mind. I've been thinking, you guys have probably heard about the whole quickscoping thing and how it's not going to be the same. Basically, quickscoping in this game is you pretty much have the crosshairs and you track it to the center, and that's basically a quickscope. You have an understanding of where the pinpoint shot's going to be, and it's just people have gotten good at it over time, understanding where the shot's going to go in a very, very short amount of time. So in Black Ops, what they're supposed to be doing is when you scope in, the crosshairs aren't going to line perfectly in the center. It's actually going to be a little bit more random. That's what I've heard anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. Correct me if I am wrong. So that could potentially ruin quickscoping, but I have watched a few videos on this, a few leaked Black Ops videos, and it looks fine to me. I don't really notice any change. So I was thinking that all this talk about Black Ops is and JD 2020 kind of against it. Saying he was, the thing I didn't really get was, how is quickscoping overpowered? You know, in my opinion, quickscoping isn't overpowered. I feel like, you know, if the people that you do see getting these really good games and on YouTube here in the YouTube community, which is basically where I'm assuming he got all his information from, saying, oh, it's overpowered, because, you know, when you watch a montage and you see all these people doing really well sniping, it's easy to get the sense, oh, wow, he's beast with that sniper, no one can touch him. But honestly, it takes a lot of time to get these clips and these gameplays. You know, even going out with a ray gun for me on certain days, it's pretty difficult to get a game. You know, so I can imagine for people that snipe only, even if they're good at it, they're not going to get great games every time. So it's definitely not overpowered. And which brings me to my next point, and I'm falling under the same category, is maybe this whole thing, you know, the whole Black Ops no quickscoping thing is to get people talking about it more. Maybe it's an interesting strategy if they are, like, get more people talking about it, and it hypes it up further. People are going to buy it, maybe check it out to see if it's good or not, and then, you know, find out it's fine. Maybe they're not even doing anything at all. Maybe it's like the quickscoping, this whole thing is being exaggerated to a point where it's like, oh my god, it's going to be so fucking bad. This game sucks. But, you know, when you try it out, it's like, oh, dude, it's pretty good. Maybe it's to get all these people more hyped up about it or more interested in talking about it. So, you know, upon the release, more people are going to go take a look at it and check it out. That was my opinion, because, you know, if so, that's actually not a bad strategy, because there's some games that really, they kind of get washed under the rug. That's a terrible saying. I don't know why I was going to say that, but they kind of get swept underneath the rug. Like Medal of Honor just got released, and, you know, if you guys want to see some of that on my channel, I just don't have the money right now, especially Black Ops coming out in a few days, and I don't know what's going to happen with Kinect. And speaking of Kinect, the new dashboard is pretty depressing. I don't know, it's kind of like looking into the sun. When you press the guy button, you can kind of hear your eyes burning. I did anyway. And the only other thing is, like, they updated the chatting, so it's like HD chatting now, and it doesn't sound HD at all. It doesn't sound the slightest bit HD. If anything, it sounds like everyone just had a yogurt tube, and they sound like they're talking like that. So I don't understand what that comes from. But anyway, this is kind of just a random commentary. Hope you guys like the competitive gameplay. Talk about Black Ops. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, ciao guys. See you next time.